So this is very crowded. Leftovers, I guess, from the holiday weekend. Looks like they might be packing up. It is Monday, Labor Day, and there are sunflowers everywhere around here. Love it. Actually a really great place to camp. It's free for 5 nights, I think. Pretty sure. Pretty much each of the camp areas have vault toilets. I think there's 4 spots going down this road, and they're all along the creek. The creek is really beautiful, has little waterfalls, and it's actually deep enough in some areas to swim in. And yeah, it's tucked away. It's about 2 miles off of the interstate. Look at all those sunflowers behind me. Ooh, it's sunny here. It's starting to remind me of the Midwest too. The wildflowers and the humidity. A lot more like the Midwest here. Well, I'm a lot closer. What was I saying? Oh, so there's vault toilets at each of the places along. Oh, and you have to go through about 2 miles of private land, like open range land, where last year there were cows and cattle everywhere. And actually, last year when I woke up in my van, I could hear moving outside, and I peeked outside, and there were, I don't know, 10 cattle all around my van. And they were also in the creek, drinking water. It's pretty cool, actually. But it's really busy here. It's Labor Day weekend. Well, it's Monday. I don't know. I'm hoping people are packing up so I can have this place to myself. Last year, I think I only saw one other vehicle in the entire area. So, and it's called Sandy Creek, and it's part of Fish and Wildlife of Wyoming, like DNR land. I think that's what they call it in Washington. I don't know all these terms very well, but it is a nice place, and it's free. So I found a nice little spot to camp. People are leaving. I think tomorrow is a work day for most people. It's Tuesday. But the problem with the Midwest and the Great Plains, well, the problem I'm having right now is that my van is full of flies. And I don't mean like 2 or 3, I mean 20 or 30. And it's also filling up already with mosquitoes. So I have my bug spray out right there. I've doused myself already. But it's like non-stop bugs. Let's go check out the creek. Oh, it's very still over here. In other parts, it's rushing. And there are little waterfalls and rapids. Oh, this part is pretty deep. People have made stairs down to the water. That's pretty cool. Well, if it's really warm tomorrow morning, I might actually get in the water. It looks Midwestern here, but when you pan up and see this, that looks a little more Western to me. We don't see that back home. But this looks like I could be in Illinois or many other places in the Midwest. And I can tell I'm getting closer to home when I see oak trees with acorns. You see them? Yes, there are a lot of bugs here, and it's way too hot. But at least I found a almost perfectly level spot. I'm about to watch a movie and hopefully fall asleep. Get back on the road tomorrow. Good morning. This proved to be a very peaceful spot down by the creek, Sandy Creek. Yeah, It was nice and cool. It went from 90 something down to like upper 50s within a matter of hours, which that's all right by me. I can kind of tolerate the heat during the daytime, but if it doesn't go quite a bit down for the nighttime, I don't do too well. But anyway, yeah, I slept very well. To be honest with you, I haven't been sleeping that well since sleeping alone for the first time in 10 months. So I'm missing Olive. It's my birthday today, so I'm having my coffee. And I was reading texts from friends, happy birthday messages. So it's nice, it's good. And yeah, today we're gonna go into Rapid City, South Dakota, and I'm going to treat myself to lunch. There are 2 restaurants I've been to there that were really good, and they're both ethnic, which is a little surprising, I guess. Rapid City being a small city out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really have high expectations for their ethnic food, but one was Chinese actually, and one was Ethiopian, or no, it was Nepalese, like Indian food. And I'm gonna choose between one of those, and but right now I'm just going to relax and drink my coffee, listen to the birds. It's really nice here. It really is. So quiet. So there were 2, there's a small group of people over here, the ones that were running the generator and the weed whacker. And then there was a really large group with a bunch of younger people. I don't know, it looked like there's maybe 10 or 12 people. They left last night, and I didn't even realize it because they were kind of noisy. But then all of a sudden it was quiet, and I didn't hear them leave, but they were gone. So no free camping boondocking site is going to be perfect. I've been to some that were pretty close, but usually when they're beautiful and they're quiet, there's always something else. And here there's 2 things. There's no reception, except I get just little tiny windows of reception on my phone, and then a text will come through or something. But I get no regular, I can't watch anything, stream anything or anything like that, or even pull up the weather. It won't allow me to do that. And the other thing about here are the bugs. The flies during the day are insane, and then it was like transitioned right into mosquito and moth and yuck. There's a lot of bugs here. I'm trying not to focus on the bugs too much and focus on the beauty and the serenity and peacefulness of this place. Oh, it's sunny already. It's one thing I missed about the Midwest. Birds. There aren't definitely not a lot of songbirds near the coast or on the West Coast in general. The West Coast has, big, grand, iconic birds like the condor. Not that I've ever seen a condor in the wild, and the bald eagle, which is amazing to see in the wild. But other than that, it's not very many in my experience. They have some robins here and there. They have stellar jays, which are like their version of the blue jay, and some tiny little birds, which are cute, like some kind of sparrow or something. But they don't have the big variety like we do in the Midwest. It's something you take for granted until you leave. I do love birds. This place has a lot of bugs. He almost got smashed in my sliding door. It's about to close it, and I saw this prehistoric looking guy. It sure is pretty back here. And if you ever make it back here to Sand Creek camping area, I don't know what it's called officially, then go past the first spot. Well, you can check it out for sure. But the next three camp spots are much nicer, and definitely can hold more than one, more than a couple of vehicles.